Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we continued with the Windurst story missions, where we were given a task by the Aurasteri. The Aurasteri? Yeah, I think so. To go under one of the towers in Saruta Bruta again to flip a switch for a Jito Maru Jito, which we did. And then we headed out to Full Moon Fountain to try to find a Jito Maru Jito, where he was very concerned about things that were going on over there. And then Semilafina showed up and tried to arrest Ajito Marujito, and we got warped out, getting us out of that situation. But then we had to report to the Star Sibyl to kind of answer for what we were doing there, and as kind of punishment, I guess, we were tasked with participating in a combat ritual held with the Yagudo to determine how much tribute that Windurst needs to provide to them as part of their peace treaty. And so we did that, won that fight, and then we're tasked with heading out to Castle Ostraja to complete the mission. But to do that, we had to climb all the way to the top of Castle Ostraja again, which I've already done once before and showed how that works. So I went ahead and got myself all the way past the 3 password trap door. So we are now in the area over here. Oh, and I also had to farm up a judgment key from some of the Yagudo in here. So I have that. Apparently also have an Ostraja coffer key. I don't need that. Alright, I'll hold on to it. But we need to get across this area and to the door. It's over there, and it's kind of hard to show where that is. I guess if you can see my tiny little cursor, the door that's right over here. But there are enemies in there that are true sight, and so my invisible will not work. So I will have to sneak behind them. I'm going to try and do this invisible. And we'll see how it goes. Let's see, which ones... Hold on. Yagudo High Priest and Yagudo Templar are true sights. So there's the High Priest. We just need to slip past the High Priest behind it. And then trade the key. Well, we have to drop invisible and then trade the key to the door past him. So we'll wait and see if you move. I mean, if I have to fight, I have to fight. I think I can take it. Oh, hold. Hold. It's still in a bad spot. I need it to kind of move towards one of the sides. And facing away from the center, if at all possible. So I'll let it move again. The conductor is level 65. The assassin is level 71. I am currently level 74. So... let's try it. Swing wide. There we go. Drop my invisible. Trade the judgment key to the door. And we're through. Alright, Toru the Just is who we need to talk to. I am Toru the Just. You be the victor of the Balga contest held in Gideus, kya? Yes, you be taking this Holy One's oath and your prize. This contest being beneficial for both you, Guru and Smoothskins, valuable knowledge and skills be exchanged. You be going back to your nest now. Your victory be the most valuable thing you be taking with you. Alright, the Ashura necklace is what I got. I'm not exactly sure what that does. Strength +1, Dex +1, Vip +1, Agi +1, Defense 1. That's not bad for that level. I'll hang on to it. Alright, let's go ahead. Oh, a warp ring is already equipped. And let's get out of here. I can get out of here, right? Yes. We now need to return to Windurst and talk to the Star Sibyl. Which means I need to head over to Heaven's Tower. And climb up the top of Heaven's Tower. Alright. I'll be back when I'm there. Alright, we're at the top of Heaven's Tower. Once more. We'll probably be back here a few times more. Alright. Let the Star Sibyl know we did what we were asked to do. Tuna, you have returned. The Yagudo Holy One appears to be satisfied with the outcome of the contest. I now declare your crimes to be forgiven and grant you your freedom. But this does not give you leave to speak of what you witnessed at the Full Moon Fountain. I ask you keep these things locked tight within your heart. Tuna, if you are a loyal citizen of Windurst, please do not betray my trust. Alright, well, something's going on. Alright, rank 7. And now, we need to head back. The gate guard to get the next mission. Alright. So again, I will get us there. Where I am somehow lost in a circular room. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back at the gate. I've traded the crystals that I need to trade in to be able to hopefully get the mission that I need to get. Alright, the 6th Ministry is the next mission. Now that the Sibyl guards are checking all the missions, it really gets my hackles up. Well, leaving all that aside, your next mission comes from the Optistery. They are requesting assistance with tidying up the book vault. Now, the Optistery must have been happy with your past performance to ask for you by name. Alright, so we now need to head to the Optistery, which is Northern Windurst Waters. Home point 1. Should be in here. We need to talk to Tosuka Porika. Aren't you the adventurer who completed my last mission? Actually, the mission I issued at the gatehouse was just a cover-up. Since the incident with the Jito Marujito, the civil guards have been paying too much attention to the mission statements. Oh man, what are we getting roped into now? Right, down to business. Do you remember the mission I issued last time? The Book of the Gods. We had no idea of its location for all those years after the war. That was a tome you recovered for us from the dastardly cat burglar. Non-amigo. Jito Marujito then swiped the book and delivered it to the Star Sibyl himself. Then, a few days ago, the Star Sibyl summoned me to Heaven's Tower and handed the Book of the Gods over to me. I was ordered to never let that tome see the light of day again. That's what the Star Sibyl ordered, so I must obey. But that is something I just cannot do. The pages of the Book of the Gods are blank. I cannot turn my eyes from the truth, and as the name of the Optistery suggests, we are the eyes of Windurst. If I ignore the truth before me, how can I call myself the minister of the Optistery? Here's the deal. What I'm about to tell you must be in the strictest of confidence. You mustn't leak a word of it to anyone. When I was still just a student, I heard about the Book of the Gods from the minister at the time, Minister Karaha Baruha. The Book of the Gods refers to the true history written by the first Star Sibyl for the benefit of the Star Sibyls that would succeed her. The truth contained in this book can be extremely dangerous, and it has been passed down through generations of ministers. Consequently, the Book of the Gods is sealed by powerful spells. The seal can only be broken through the expenditure of huge amounts of magic while employing the Diza star that hangs from the neck of the Star Sibyl. I don't know how he did it, but Minister Karaha Baruha managed to obtain the Star Sibyl's permission to open the Book of the Gods. To breach the seal in the tome, the minister utilized the power of the Horatoto Ruins' magical towers. And from the Book of the Gods, he learned a certain truth. This truth was indeed a dangerous thing. Karaha Baruha carried out his research in a laboratory hidden within Tarai Morai Canal. You might call this laboratory the Sixth Ministry of Windurst, the Animastery. Adventurer, I find that ministry. If you enter the Animastery, you may find something from Mr. Karaha Baruha's research. Minister Karaha Baruha's research. You must discover the reason why the writings contained in this tome have vanished. Ah, yes. I must give you this. You should be able to enter the Animastery using this ring. It is the Optistery ring. Try your best not to lose it. Alright, we have the Optistery ring. And we need to head back into Tarai Morai Canal, which I should now have a home point that will get me there. That will be in Saruta Baruta, Tarai Morai Canal, home point 1. Go. And here we're going to have to be sneaky, because there's stuff in here that will eat me for lunch. As I think I've mentioned before. No, I did not want to head into the Full Moon Fountain. It's the wrong way. Looks like we have an invisible puppet master down here. Alright, well, I'm gonna hit sneak and invisible, and we're gonna make our way through here. Well, sneak, and then invisible. I could probably take these out, but I'd rather not fight through all of them. Alright, so we are heading towards exit C. Alright, and we are over here. Okay. Easiest way to get there. Okay, so I think I'm gonna hold to the southern side of this hallway. See, we need to get down into the water. Not here, though. Bloodsucker, Dark Aspic. Okay, yeah, the Hellbat's nothing I need to worry about. We went ahead... Yeah, north side. Okay, now we should be on the right map, and we need to head to G8. And we're looking for a room with 4 hinge oils. Is this the way we want to go? No. I think so. side scan. Bingo. There's the room with the 4 hinge oils. In G8, as expected. Okay. All right. Now, the impish bats, they probably aren't a problem. They're easy prey. Yeah, we're probably good to go ahead and drop our sneak and invisible in here. And get our trusts out. We have to kill these hinge oils. Alright. Where we need to eventually get is through that door that's marked there. And all 4 need to be defeated. And they respawn in 16 minutes. So we need to kill all of them inside of 16 minutes. And then get to the door. So let's just make our plan of attack. Just go around the room. Unless I can't. Well, that's what jump is for. What level are these? They're impossible to gauge, so no idea. I had to look it up. Shouldn't be too difficult to handle. No, I don't want to burn my jump. Alright, 1 down. Ah, you just aggroed me. Excellent. Non-amigo gonna hit that from over there? Alright. If it works, it works. Actually getting decent EXP off of it. The impish bats decided they want to aggro me, and I think that that oil has, in fact, aggroed me. I saw it take off like it wanted to kill me. Yes. Oh, we aggroed both of them. Oh, beautiful. That's exactly what we wanted. Still on cooldown to meditate. Alright, one more to go. Looks like those bats did not like us doing this, so bats are not going to be a problem. Bats are weak to piercing damage, which is what I do as a dragoon, so we'll tear them up. Oh, I was hoping I'd be able to get far enough away to avoid that. No big deal. They're dead. Alright, there's the marble door. And here we are. Baruha's workshop. Or laboratory. Alright, inside here we need to look for a tome of magic. There appear to be multiple tomes of magic. Now, there's a specific one that we're looking for. There. Looking for a stack of books on the floor. Star Sybil. You mustn't touch that. That book is forbidden. As an experienced adventurer, you should be able to sense the danger, the ominous power that lurks within. How did you come to be here? No one can enter this room except through my private chambers in Heaven's Tower. Well, that doesn't appear to be the case. You need a special key to open that other door, the Optistery ring. Is it possible you have? Have you found Karaha Baruha's ring? The one that was lost all those years ago? Did I find the ring? Yes. I could say no. No. There's no need for you to lie to me. Okay, well, I guess we would just tell her we found the ring. Let me explain about this place. This is the Animastery. It is the hidden 6th ministry and was built almost 25 years ago. The one who conducted his research here said this to me 30 years ago. The art of drawing magical power from the well of nature has been taken as far as it can go. He formulated a theory for drawing magical power from living beings, as opposed to nature. His magic would manifest the same amount of power as the creature it was drawn from. His new magical theory had the potential to threaten the lives of living beings, and so there were voices of opposition from among the 5 existing ministries. However, we were in need of power. The power that could be gained from normal creatures was insufficient. We needed the near limitless energy that could be harnessed from a truly awesome entity. Windurst was delivered from obliteration by that very power. For the price we paid for it, I'm sure you are aware of what we lost. Please take the time to read the books here before you leave. It was Karaha Baruha's star that led you to this place. Well, if it was Karuha. Karaha Baruha Star, the legend of this place, will not hold this trespass against you. However, citizens of Windurst are forbidden to proceed past the sealed portal of the central tower. If you continue past this point, it will reconsider the matter of punishment. I see it now, Tuna. You have a star to guide you. I don't know. I was just told to come here. Alright. There we are. So, we can now exit through this marble door. That takes us to this teleporter. And that takes me to Heaven's Tower. Alright, we need to head back to the Optistery. Which, this is the wrong way. Alright, back at the Optistery. Basuka Porika. Oh, you finally made it back. How did it go? Did you find anything? I did. What? The Star Sibyl was there? Oh my goodly goddess. Charges could be brought against me. If they throw me in the dark dungeon, it's all lost. All is lost. Adventurer, my life is in your hands. Take this and keep it safe. If I'm imprisoned in the dark dungeon, take it to the Star Sibyl and use it to secure my freedom. This is not blackmail. This is negotiation. Yes, you will negotiate my freedom with the Star Sibyl. Don't breathe a word of this to anyone. Now quickly, get yourself away from here. He gave me the blank Book of the Gods. Alright then. And that completes that mission. So we now need to get the next mission. Alright, so I need to go grab some crystals to turn into the gate guards to get enough points to be able to get the next mission. Alright, so let me take care of that and then we'll get that started. Alright, crystals are turned in. So now we can talk to Rocco here. And we will need to take the mission, the Awakening of the Gods. This is a mission issued by the Rhinostery. The Rhinostery wishes your help in a certain matter. Speak with the researcher Leap Hop for the full details. He can be found on the second floor of the Rhinostery. I have a feeling something bad has happened. I hope you're able to straighten things out for them. I think Leap Hop is the one that speaks in poetry and rhymes. Ooh. Do I need to talk to that person? Home point. Windurst Waters. Windurst Waters. It's going to be home point 3, I believe. Yes. Leap Hop is on the roof. All right. Leave the stairs to the roof or over here. Yep, there's Leap Hop. You're here. No more to fear. I want you to stop Minister Rukususu. She's run off on the trail of Mr. Kiwiru all the way to the southern continent. It's terribly dangerous in any event. Ask Karutoto in greater detail. She's on the first floor with the whole sorry tale. That's some stretches to go for some of those rhymes. Alright, so she should be in here, I believe. Karutoto, yes. Well, hopefully she gives me the right quest. She is, she does a bunch of stuff. Have you talked with Leap Hop on the second floor? The truth of it is, Minister Rukususu made an important discovery in Feiyin and brought back an item with her. I can't explain what that item was exactly, but it gave me the heebie-jeebers. When I meditated on it, I sensed something unusual. Do you know of Irukiru? He was a member of the multinational expedition that traveled to the Northlands 30 years ago, and was originally a biology researcher for the Rhinostery. I believe we've seen some of that. I could feel his spirit. He seemed to be somewhere on the southern continent. When I told this to Minister Rukususu, she immediately took off in a terrible hurry. What is it between those two? It was definitely not the reaction I was expecting. The southern continent. Do you mean Elshimo? Yes. Elshimo. Kazam. So that will be Elshimo Lowlands, Kazam, home point 1, head out. Alright, now we need to go to Migo's residence. We need to talk to Roma Migo, related to Nana Migo? Maybe. Dots. An alarm I forgot to turn off. I don't know if that came through. Rukususu. She said she was looking for a certain Irukiru. This Irukiru was banished to the temple of Ugalepi years ago. If you want to find Rukususu, that is where you should start searching. Alright. So, the next thing we need to do is head to the dock. How you would have figured this out, I don't know. Just randomly talking to people, I guess. There's a lot of that here. Alright, we need to talk to Vanono here. I wasn't expecting Minister Rukususu to come here and begin her research on Elshimo so soon. However, when I offered to show her the Yoder Jungle and the Sea Serpent Grotto, she turned me down and set off on her own. All alone in the jungle with those tonberries? I hope she's all right. Alright, now we need to head out to the Temple of Ugalepi. Now, I need to check something. Okay, so it does look like the activity in the Temple of Ugalepi is going to be a bit involved and probably take longer than I have right now. So, what we'll do is go ahead and end this episode a little early, and then we'll start next episode where we'll head out to the temple and do what we need to do in there and look for the minister. So for now, we'll stop here. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.